I am DM Zone. This is Gamer's Oasis. Let's get into it. Okay, guys. So as you can see here, I'm adjusting my audio and all that type of stuff so that I could actually have a little bit of a full video on this. This is not my first run. I felt like the first run wasn't as complete and as good. When you first open these doors, you get hit by a wave. It's fairly simple. I think people understand how to fight these mobs. So I'm not necessarily going to talk as much about that. But if you do find yourself in trouble, back away from the door will shut. There are some level 6s up on the top deck. There's 4 level 3s on the bottom. All the creatures in there are third level with normal hit points, third level with a lot of hit points, the big mechs. You'll see one of those on the left here in a second. And then level 6s, which tend to hit maybe a little harder and a little more often. Sorry it's a little sporadic. I've only got this at ×3 speed, but I was really just rushing through this thing anyways. There isn't a way really to get lost. You can get stuck, but to hit your T, yes, it's timed, but I never really got close to running out of time, except for when I was really trying to explore all areas and not push forward. I would greatly suggest, which I'm not using this one, suggest using a loot pill. Loot pills are going to allow you to reach the 4 or 5 mobs that are not reachable physically. Like this one here to the right I just shot and killed. You can't get to him. There's no way to get to that. But if you have a loot pill, it loots it. And you don't want to just stand there and be shot by the guy. So that's ammo wasted that you're not getting. The one directly above me, right now you can see the little up arrow. That's a hard one to reach. I believe you can actually reach that one, but by the time you get there, you're really putting a lot of time to get back there, to get up there. Yeah, you get the idea. This one here, you probably won't reach in time. It is accessible, but by the time you kill everything and get to that location, it really isn't. As you can see, there's a lot running around. This side has a few. Again, if you start to have health problems, I'm wearing the Muska adjusted from the Disciple armor. If you have a problem, if you're only wearing like CDF or whatever, back around the corner, throw on your healing FAP or whatever you gotta do. Again, you don't have to fight all these at once. I went down this way to kind of make space so that they weren't in range. Sometimes they're programming, and I'm going to use that literally in this case, is to move forward if they're not in range. So sometimes it's to do nothing. So I don't know which one's smart, which one's dumb, because when they're all together, they're more of an effectual fight. These two will always jump down below you, and I think it's because you're lagging through the floor up top as you go in. It didn't matter what setting I was on, that always happened. They'd also almost always come as you couldn't touch them, so just wait for them to hit you and then you're good to go. Don't waste a bunch of ammo on them immediately, and don't run up here and try and fight all 3 of these heavy mechs with the level 3 but the level 10 HP. When it comes to these little red force fields, you'll see me go V, go into that, put my cursor over it, and then I hit E to shoot. I just do 1 round bursts until it's destroyed. Usually a critical hit will take it out, or 2 to 3 shots from a Bukin is all you need. I'm running the Bullseye 8 and the long range 4 scope on this as well. By the end of this series, I'm hoping to maybe be able to get a second Bullseye 8, but we'll see if that comes out. Depending on when these videos all hit, if I have it, you'll already know it if you watch my vlog videos, which I suggest. This mech to my left you can ignore. You'll quickly be out of his range, but if you have a loot pill, just shoot him. One more chance of getting that egg. You can see he's shooting me now, hitting me every now and then. I'm taking down the gate all the way down there at the far end. Then I'm going to go ahead and shoot these 3. If you're far away, I'm pretty good about, okay, I'm not worried about being sucked by the controls of the game into that field. Um, but when I get close, or if I'm going to get close, I prefer to knock down those gates, because being forced to walk through it because of auto targeting is not a benefit in this game. It's not a function, shall we say, that I want. So I'll just protect myself from it. Now you can see I've already got some below me. They can't hit me and I can't hit them. I'll come back and we'll fight. It's no problem. Let me have some of my drink here. Now we're starting to get in some level 6s. All the robots from here on out, the smaller ones, will be level 6s, so they'll take a couple extra shots. I've seen people do this with what looks like an AR-10 or whatever, and it's kind of overkill. The Jasabukin was fine all the way up until the very end. The boss, as they call it, he needs something bigger, an AR-10, AR-15, and you're good, or a couple people. And this would be super easy. I don't think this one can be done with a couple people. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you wouldn't want to do that. Maybe they could take your egg by mistake. It's not the boss that probably drops the egg. It's all these little guys along the way that gives you a greater chance of it. Now, I don't know how this works specifically. When I ran the loot pill, I picked up loot one time. Otherwise, all the loot comes at the end. But one time, loot did fall off a mob and come to me. It was not the egg. It turned out I'd already had the egg by then. I'll talk about that in its own video. You're not guaranteed to get the egg when you do a run, by the way. So I don't know if it was a glitch, and maybe that's another reason why to run the loot pill, or maybe one of the mobs is not set up to have its loot go to the thing, and so if you have a loot pill, it goes to you. I don't know. One of the mobs on the side where you don't see it. But I think the mob I just killed was the one at the very end, that heavy. I think that was actually the mob that dropped the loot that I got. This one here can be a little bit tricky. There's mobs all over the place in this one. Behind the gate, above the gate, below the stairs behind the gate, up the stairs, heavy up the stairs. You get up there before you can really get to where the heavy body is. There's 2 additional level 6s. So you really kind of want to take them down. And then down below you got stuff aggroing on you. So yeah, you can see them now coming after me. A little bit tricky, not bad. Again, as you can see, this is pretty linear. You're going straight through this. You're not really doing this very much. I do have a ring that gives me 30% healing speed. So that, I think, is a very big help in this. I don't actually heal throughout this entire dungeon. In most of them, I would say. So I ran this 8 times before I realized I had the egg. And I would say I probably did like 3 heals with my Vivo S10. If I had the loot pill, I would have shot that guy up there and not even worried about going up to get it, because I was close enough to literally loot him. This room was fairly full. 2 heavies, 2 level 6s, all really close. Curious note, yes, you can jump the railing. If you do jump the railing and you are not able to come back because the floor is below where you are now, or in this case, like this room, water, you die, just outright, and you respawn at the local respawn. All these doors essentially are respawn locations, so you don't go far. You can see the lightning across the room. This is another good reason for loot pills, is I don't want to go out there and grab that body to loot it, but I really would like it if it faded and went away so I could see past it, because there's yet another heavy back there. And if you're standing in that lightning, yes, you do get struck for 12.2 damage wearing the armor I'm wearing, and I don't think I have any electric resist. So another room that could be a problem. I have enough offense, enough defense that it really wasn't, but you can see there are quite a few here. There is a heavy to the right with a loot pill. You don't have to shoot the gate. Without the loot pill, you actually do have to shoot the gate. That almost pays for the uh, the loot pill by itself, having two heavies behind fences that you wouldn't have to shoot if you were running a loot pill. So I believe a loot pill is highly beneficial. If you are trying to make stuff with robots or you need robot parts, this is probably a really good way of doing it. You're almost guaranteed to get some amount of robotic stuff, like the low grade, this is and that's, and that type of stuff every time you go through here. Usually you get one or two. The other thing I did get as far as loot was I got some green paint cans. I got 2.14 PED worth of green paint cans, which was 31 paint cans. I don't know how that math works out. I haven't really thought about it that much. Maybe it's like 9 PEC per paint can or something. I don't know, but I thought it was an odd number to get to. But yeah, you can see checkpoint reached. That means I could respawn at that location. And you can see I'm at the boss fight, so I'm swapping to my AR-15. You can see I've got plenty of ammo here. Here is the actual boss. He can't fit through the door, but he won't glitch because he can still hit you. I just went through, boss killed. I switched back to my Buchan to shoot the gate. Run up the up there, get it, and nothing. I just got 15 PED worth of shrapnel. So this is how basically I was able to continue doing this. As you can see, I can get a fair amount back. You know, I sold all the robotic parts I got. I went back and did it again. I carried the bot ammo as well as the shrapnel I got from each time I did this. 15 is a little high. It was not the most amount of PED I earned back, but it was for sure the most amount of shrapnel I got in one bout. There is a teleporter that gets you out, which is kind of nice. Once you get out, it teleports you back to the island. On the island, there's literally two different sets of repair, storage, auction, crafting station. If you look for mining craft, I call it 12. I don't know what it'll actually be on the number because I don't think I posted 100% of my mining craft videos, because I'm trying to link them to the reward of doing still waiting on supplies on Monria. So I think it's about the 4th or 5th Monria you'll find that I'm not in like a city. I'm on an island with a sunset and everything, which is kind of nice. Okay guys, so to recap, bring a loot pill, bring lots of extra ammo, be ready to stay. Every 16 hours you can do this instance. It's worth doing over and over again until you get the egg. So running this instance may be something you have to do several times. Bring enough loot pills or be prepared to buy them. Have a little bit of extra PED. There's plenty of repair stuff. If this is the only thing you're doing, just log off, log back on. 16 hours later, do it again. Like I said, it took me 8 times, but I missed the fact that I got it because it didn't show up as a loot item. It didn't show up in the on the left side for loot. It just completed the mission, and I didn't see that I completed the mission, unfortunately. So there is that. Easily missed, shall we say. But you'll see what that looks like in the next one. I'm going to kind of have a little bit of fun where I show me running around doing this video over and over and over and over again. I'll also show you the rewards I got from the Karona's hunting task, which somehow ended up us being in the Matrix, and answering a whole lot of questions that the actual movie never got to. So anyways, I hope you guys like this video. Please hit like, hit the subscribe. I about knocked my cup over. It needs more liquid in it, more water, shall we say. But I'll see you guys in the next video, and keep burning that PED.